Hey, black people.
What's up, everybody? It's K aka Khalil Too Short, and today we're gonna be talking about Knight Silksong because, again, for the third, fourth, or probably fifth time this year, a game that is not a big budget AAA game from these stupid studios has came in and completely shattered all expectations when it comes to indie and AA games. Like, it is absolutely insane what this game has done. This is a sequel to a 6-year-old game, Hollow Knight, and it was starting to become a Bloodborne situation, a meme, if you will, where it's like, dang, this game will never come out, we'll never see it. And not only did it come out, they only gave you 4 days notice that the game was about to release. And to put the cherry on top, they dropped their most anticipated game for $20 freaking dollars.
I see this as an absolute win.
People wanted this game so bad that it was messing up every single store that had it on it. The Xbox store had issues, the PlayStation store had issues, Steam had issues, Epic Games, even the Nintendo Online store had issues because of all the traffic that was coming to these websites to buy this game. I mean, look at these Steam numbers. They went over 500,000 players on a 2D side-scrolling Metroidvania game. That is insane to me, dude. Like, times have really changed, man, and we're gonna talk about it because the narrative of AAA gaming is completely shattered and it just keeps happening. But before we get too deep into the video, I need you guys to do 3 things for me. Like the video, share the video, and please also subscribe to the channel and hit that bell. We're trying to hit 30K by the end of the year. And if you don't do all 3 of those things, that's completely fine, because I'm gonna sit you in my chair back there and I'm gonna make you sit through an entire gameplay session of Dustborn.
Fella you're with, a black kid? Dresses like a writer. Does he know anything?
You are racist.
Now let's get into it. I have been playing the game over the last few days. I got about 5-ish hours into it. I've beaten a couple bosses. Everybody was saying the Bell boss was so hard. I beat him on the first try. It wasn't even that difficult, but the game overall is very fun. It's very engaging. I can see that the devs were having a good time making the game because they keep putting these stupid fucking traps everywhere in the map and you never see them until you step on them. Or they'll put a hole in the middle of the map and then you're like, oh, where does this go? Right back down to the tutorial area. I feel like I shouldn't go down this hole, so I'm gonna go down it. And fuck my life! Fuck! I love things like that, honestly, because it's like, okay, now I have to run all the way back up and go all the way back to the boss. This fucking ant guy is beating my ass like 3 or 4 times, and instead of me spawning right outside the room, I gotta jump and go all the way back to where he just was. That is immersive, engaging gameplay, and I love things like that. I just got to the Hunter's March area. We're not even going to talk about the pain that I've been going through. I'm getting PTSD just thinking about it right now. So you get all of this good, engaging gameplay and value, and you're only getting it for $20. You would think that people on the internet would be celebrating that. They would be enjoying the fact that a game company is giving you a video game that is at a good price, especially when nowadays you gotta pay an arm, leg, arm, head, and a piece of dick just in order to buy a video game and to install that motherfucker. But no, with every kind of success comes controversy, comes the weirdos out of the woodwork complaining about the dumbest things that they could ever complain about. Who complains about having to buy a game at $20 fucking dollars? I'll tell you who. People that are also making video games and feel like theirs just aren't up to par with others, and they're insecure in their own work, so now they're trying to project onto other companies like, oh, you can't do that because I'm making an indie game too, I can't drop it at $20. Which I think is the dumbest argument, but let's look at the screenshots real quick. So you got this guy right here who's making an indie game called Lone Fungus, and I've looked at the gameplay, and my brother in Christ, I don't even know why you're complaining about not trying to drop this game at $20, because it looks like it's worth $20. I'm not trying to disrespect your work because I love indie developers who are making their own things. We need more competition in this space. But don't sit here and act like, come on, bro, look at this game, dude. How many people are gonna go out and buy this game for over 20 bucks? Be serious. But he goes, as a dev making a smaller Metroidvania than Silksong, which I originally thought would be fairly priced at $20, what should I price it now? It'll be a 10 to 15 hours game, but it was made by one person with limited dev time and funds. I can't afford to give it away for free. Well, First of all, you're not giving it away for free. You're giving it away for $20. People are going to buy the game if they enjoy it, and then they will play it. And I'll tell you another reason why this argument doesn't make any sense, because when the original Hollow Knight dropped 6+ years ago, the game was $15. It was made by 3 indie individuals. You're one guy. Did you think they said, oh, there's 3 of us, we can't drop this for $15? This is like dropping it for free. That's a bad excuse. And it's not like they knew that the game that they dropped was gonna go mega viral years after. In fact, when you look at all metrics, when the game originally released, it didn't have that many players. It took years of word of mouth to talk about Hollow Knight for people to recognize how good of a game it was. So that's not a good excuse, man. First of all, drop your game at whatever price you want to, and the free market will decide if they want that price or not. If they like the $20 that you drop it at, they'll buy it. If they like it at the $15 you drop it at, they'll buy it. If they like it at the $30 that you drop it at, they will buy it. Don't try to compare your pricing structure to another game just because you think this one has more value than yours and they're also an indie studio. That's not how that works, man. But with that came another tweet which really lit a fire under me and pissed me off to no end, because you got this guy right here saying, this is a fair statement, and quite honestly, Team Cherry Games really does a disservice to the industry and other developers pricing Silksong so low. The level of work, craftsmanship, years, and you charge $20? I get being pro-consumer, but this would be infuriating to your colleagues and in turn distort gamers' sense of worth.
Huh?
My nigga in Christ, hold on. Oh, wait a minute. What do you mean about the fact it does a disservice to the industry? If anything, it is going to set a new standard that you don't need to be charging $70+ for all these fucking video games. Because now I'm about to hit you with the flip side. Why is it okay for AAA gaming to drop games at $70, $80, $90, and they not even be worth $30 fucking dollars? You want an example? We got games like Dragon Age the Veilguard, which for all intents and purposes was a $40 fucking game, okay? That game, if you want to be generous, it had nice graphics and the combat looked cool, but the story, the dialogue, and everything else along it was trash. Nobody liked that game, and they dropped that for $60 or $70 when it released. I got another one for you. Assassin's Creed Shadows, which I played, and it is a dog shit open world RPG in quotations video game. Nobody enjoyed that game, and Ubisoft dropped it at $70 fucking dollars. Do you think that game is worth $70? No, and I bet you didn't complain about it. Matter of fact, how about we go to your Twitter page real quick and see if you ever complained about Assassin's Creed Shadows. This is the only thing you said about it. I don't see you complaining about the fact that the game was $70 and it wasn't even worth $40 or $50. That argument would never make sense to me. And talking about infuriating to your colleagues, fuck your colleagues. You're in competition with them. These are not your friends, okay? Y'all might all be making video games together, but you are trying to sell a product to people. It's not buddy-buddy. It's, hey, can my product outsell yours because I'm trying to make money? That's the problem with the gaming space now. They think everybody's friends. No, this is a competitive fucking market. You're here to make video games, dude. That's what you're here for, to sell products. Sell your products and stop trying to rub shoulders with people so you can get gift baskets and invite it out to the Game Awards where you could jerk off Jeff Keighley. But I need you guys to understand something. There have been a multitude of games that have released this past year alone that have been less than $30, $20, $15 and have taken the internet by storm. Do we need to go all the way back to when Schedule 1 dropped, a game about being a drug dealer? And how much was that game at release? $20, and the entire internet was all over the game, and it was made by one individual. Do you think he complained about the fact that he dropped it at $20 and the level of value and content that was in the game was more than $20 when he got all of the revenue from all the players on his game? No, he didn't do things like that. We have another one. We have Peak that dropped, and that game was cheap as well. You have Mage Arena, another game that came out. What's another one? Repo came out, another buddy friend game that came out that is an indie game, and nobody complained about the price. And then we have the granddaddy of them all, Expedition 33, which when it dropped, was about $35 because it was on sale, but the game is like 50 bucks. And everybody thought this was a AAA level game because of the value that you got out of it and the quality of the gameplay. And it was made by a newly opened studio from former devs who used to work at all other kind of studios. And the game was $35 again. And it is one of the most well-polished video games I've ever played in my entire life. And it deserves to win Game of the Year. Do you think people were complaining? Well, why are you only pricing it at $35? I want to pay $70 for your fucking video game. No. Do you think they were complaining when they sold 2 million copies of their video game? No. So what is this fucking argument? You're not making any sense here. What it is you're coping and you're seething because you're seeing developers do exactly what they want to do instead of doing what the big budget AAA studios are being told to do.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing.
That's what you don't like. The AAA gaming studios get paid to do as they're told, and the AA and indie studios get paid to do whatever it is that they want to do. That's what you truly do not like about this, the paradigm shift that is happening in the industry. You no longer do you need 50, 100,000 people working on a single video game in order for it to be successful. No longer do you need these $200 million budgets and then sometimes $400 million budgets for flops to come out. No longer do you need extensive marketing campaigns in order to get your video game out there. You can literally make a tweet or make a video on TikTok and it go viral and people will see your video game. The landscape has shifted and people are starting to realize they do not have to pay all of that money for video games, and neither should they, because this is a medium about fun and it shouldn't have to cost so much in order for you to enjoy something as simple as sitting down and playing a video game, man.
My nigga.
But of course, the controversies don't stop there, because just like with any other thing that becomes popular and people like, you have a certain side of the owl that shall not be named. Transformers, men in the skies. Who always like to interject themselves into everything and make it about me, look at me, hey, I'm mentally unstable, look at me. Like seriously, I get so tired of seeing things like this. Like, no, the character is not trans-coded, it's a fucking girl. You can hear it by the voice. And if it was supposed to be trans, the fucking people that were making the game would say so. And it's always funny that it's these kind of people with these kind of bios that do things like this. And they're like, oh, eat the rich and things like that, even though the artwork that you put out on Twitter isn't even your artwork, and the person that made the artwork said, do not repost my work.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
So I guess it's just, you know, rules for thee and not for me. I don't know. God, we really need to gatekeep harder in this space, man, because there are weirdos out here who don't even care about it. The only thing they care about is the virtue signal and make it look like they're holier and better than you, dude. I'm tired of it, bro. But all in all, this entire video, all I wanted to say is that you literally have no excuse if you're a AAA gaming studio. You have no excuse to price your games at these ridiculous prices. You have no excuse to not have the polish of optimization. Yes, I'm looking at you, Borderlands. You don't have the excuse of lackluster gameplay when it comes to story-driven games. Yes, I'm looking at you, Assassin's Creed Shadows. And you don't have the excuse of using video games as a propaganda machine. Yes, I'm looking at you, Take Us North, because all year, all you've seen is game after game after game release and completely shatter this narrative that you need all of these elements in order to make good games, man. All you need are people that love what they do. People that make video games for gamers and not fucking shareholders. And to the people crying about Silksong releasing the same week as them and not giving them a heads up so they can adjust their schedule, I want to present to you Hell Is Us and Chronos. Both of these games released the exact same week as Silksong, and you don't see them crying and bitching and complaining about it. In fact, you see them putting out tweets congratulating them and themselves for releasing their video games, as you should do. Don't be scary and say, like, oh no, I don't want competition, embrace it and have confidence in the product that you're putting out. And also to the people complaining about video games being $20 and how it dilutes quality, you guys are idiots, okay? I'm sorry, I don't know how else to say it. How can you, as a customer of product, complain that the product that you're buying is at a reasonable price, especially when you have GTA 6 that's coming out next year, and if all the rumors turn out to be true, it's going to be over $80 fucking for a base game, and you already know they're going to charge you like $120 just so you can get some fucking shark cards. Oh wait, I'm sorry, a video game is releasing in the same month as Silksong that's doing that exact same thing. Did you remember Borderlands 4, which is dropping at fucking $120 for a deluxe pack, and you get a freaking collector's edition that doesn't even come with the base game? Yeah, shit like that is flying around, but no, let's complain about Hollow Knight Silksong that's dropping at $20. Y'all are fucking dumb, man. But I'm loving this shift in the gaming industry, man. I hope that it continues, and I hope that the AAA gaming studios learn the lesson that these other studios are showing them. Just make good games, make them work, put them at a good price, and release it to your fans and let the free market decide. But y'all let me know what you think down below about this entire debacle, in quotations, with Hollow Knight. Are you gonna be playing Silksong? How do you feel about it? Or are you indifferent and don't give a shit? Put it down in the comments and we can talk about it all. But until next time, it's been your boy Kata. Please wash your face, brush your teeth, please get behind that neck. It's getting dark, you need to wash it. See you guys on the next video. Please be safe, be easy. Also, hey, don't leave the video yet. Make sure that you're not in restricted mode because YouTube is trying to fuck over its creators. All right, they don't want you to see all of our videos because if you put into restricted mode, it seems like most of us haven't uploaded in months. So make sure that you don't have that on. Look for all your favorite creators, not just me, and check in on them, dude, because YouTube is trying to screw us over. But all right, man, I'm out of here. See you guys later. Peace.